A pleasant good evening, one and all. My name is Marsha Thomas. I'm presently a student here at Medgar Evers College, where I'm studying health administration. Please pardon my background and the way I attire. I am actually on the clock. I'm working through the COVID-19 pandemic. First, let me begin to say that wherever you are, I trust that you are safe. Today is one of my easiest day since March 20th. I've been going constantly, but as God is my strength and my protector, I'm still here, still safe, still clear and clean, and I trust that everyone there, wherever you are, watching this video, is safe and nothing has come near your home. Thank God. I'm coming to you today on the topic of alcoholism in elderly. First, let me say that this topic resonates with me a lot because here at the hospital I have to deal with all sorts and all conditions you can possibly think of. I'm not a doctor. I'm not yet a registered nurse. However, I am one of those persons that they encounter right after triaging. So I must tell you that seeing alcoholism, or alcoholics as we may refer to them, it's like a regular thing for me, especially recently. Now, I want to say alcoholism is an addiction to the consumption of alcoholic beverage or the mental disorder resulting from, I would say, alcoholic or alcohol dependency. When I first learned about writing a paper, I said, wow. And I looked through the list. I said, okay, I could do this. And I chose this topic. Now, choosing the topic and writing on the topic is two different things. Must I tell you that it took me a while for it to saturate and marinate, because I see the cases come in. I know of some cases, but to actually do the research and write a paper on it, it's a whole different ball game. I first learned about alcoholic when I came to this country. And I was like, ain't not such a big deal, because people drink all the time, and you drink, you get drunk, you sleep it off, and you move on. But being here in the United States, I come to realize it is a disease that many, many persons have. And it is as dangerous as being a drug addict, like on heroin, coke, crack, you name it. This alcohol is as bad or as worse as you can think of crack, cocaine, etc. I come to the realization that people drink for one too many reasons, either because they are lonely, they're going through a financial crisis, or as one would say, a financial drought, and they may be going through a broken marriage or a broken family, or just plain old habit gone bad. They take a drink and they feel good, and one thing lead to another, and they're looking for that first hype hit, adrenaline rush, and so by seeking it, they lost it, and searching for it without ever finding that. And so it makes them become addictive to a feeling that is all in their mind. One day while I was at work, did I say I was a healthcare worker? Yes. I was at work in the ER, and a gentleman, I'll call him Mr. V. He came in, and he was about 84, 89 years old, and he was very agitated, sweaty. He was like, wow, I can't believe an old man or an elderly man would be in this position. What happened? Did his blood sugar went up? What happened here? He was very restless, and he was just not his normal self at all. So I happened to be his emergency room aide at the time, and after he sobered up about 2 hours later, and come back to normalcy, I asked him what was going on with him, and he said that he's been going through a lot, and after explaining to me, and I asked him what brought him into the emergency room, and one of his reasons was he was very lonely. He had lost his wife many years ago, and you know, he just felt like drinking was his next best companion. So he drank wine, one too many glasses of wine, and at that age, he's on medication. So the side effect with the medication now puts him at a disadvantage with the alcohol, with the wine, and it was not agreeing with his mental status, and so it become altered. Mr. V goes on to let me know that it's a battle that he has been fighting for years, and at his age he still visits the ER for drinking too much or try to get in the detox, because we do have a detox program here, and you could stay up to 5 days, and so you would use the facility detox program, and you know it's just not happening for him, because as soon as he goes through the door and go back home, he's back to his normal routine of drinking and just being in his stupor whenever he feels like it, and it's all in his mind, and it's an habit that is very hard for him to kill on his own, and he's not that committed to stay on programs that will help him to get off. So that's one case. Another case was I float over the hospitals. I go from units to units, whether it may be psychiatric or med surge or you name it within an hospital. I would go there. So on one occasion, I was at medical, and here we have cardiac patients, and I so happened to have this patient who was an abuser. He came in for chest pain, and when I saw him, again, an elderly person, he was around 64, 60 something, about 7, I don't remember off the bat at this time, but he's in his late 60s, mid to late 60s, and I'm wondering, where are all these cases coming from? Did his chest pain stem from he drinking too much? And so it was confirmed, yes. He drank too much, and Mr. C, I would call him, choice of beverage was gin. So I asked Mr. C what caused him to drink and use gin of choice. And he said, all his life, he had seen all, and I'll capitalize, all the men in his family drink. And they drank to stupors, and their choice of drink was gin. Now, this is a habit, a lifestyle, a family sickness, I would say, and just plain whole old habit that he grew up, he lived, he become a part of, and now it's becoming a part of him. So he go on to tell me that his mother is in her 90s and he has 3 sons. One of his sons, 2 sons. One of his sons has 2 boys, and he's barred from seeing them because of his alcoholic behavior. I listened to Mr. C talk about his life and what makes him unhappy and what makes him drink all the time. And I listened to him and I said to him, don't you need help? And he said, he gets help all the time. He was last at Castle Hill Rehab here in New York. And not that the rehab didn't do anything for him. He just find it to be a place where you socialize and with other like person, drug addicts, drunks, you know, and he eat, sleep. It's just a hangout spot for him, pretty much. And it's not something that helps cure him, because when he do speak during their AA meetings, it's all about self-pity, and you come to realize that self-pity does not help. Now, I said to Mr. C, why are you doing this? He said, all habit. I said, what if you should die today? What would you want your tombstone to be read? He said he don't know. We're all gonna die. I said, how about a loving drunkard? He laughed, laughed, laughed until he started to cry. And that's when it hit home with him that, he's actually a drunkard. I didn't intend to call him a drunkard, but we were having a conversation and it was safe to have that talk with him. And I'm glad I did, because after realizing that when he said he may have loving drunkard on his tombstone, this is not what he wanted. So for the betterment and for a better legacy leaving behind, especially for his 2 grandson, he was willing to make that turnaround, and I trust that he did. Bottom line of all of this, and the moral to the alcoholism in elderly, is just that, guys. What the age you are at this time and you're drinking, drink socially. Just drink moderately. Don't drink to a stupor. Don't drink when you're hungry. Don't drink when you know you have health issues. Drink because you're out socializing. Take as much as you can tolerate and not to impress anyone, because drinking is not a good thing if you're doing it to impress someone. At the end of my conclusion, I just want to say, before you drink, you think. Okay? Peace out, safety to all, and thank you for listening to my video. I hope you learned something and you'll come to the realization that drinking isn't all.